What is your name?
My name is Jasmine Thompson.
And what is your position at work?
I am a licensed clinical social worker at Winnie Palmer Hospital. So I work in the patient and family counseling department.
What did you get your degree in?
So I got my undergraduate degree in social work, so my BSW, and then I got my master's degree in clinical social work. So I got my MSW and then went on and completed my licensure process.
Where did you graduate from?
University of Central Florida.
Go Knight. Um, what led you to do social work?
Well, I think it was sort of in my blood. My mother has always been involved in social services at some level. She was a director of a crisis pregnancy center for quite some time, and my father has always been a people person as well. So I think I was just naturally led into the field.
And how long did it take you to finish school?
So I completed my undergrad, you know, including the first 2 years of prereqs in about 4 years. And then at UCF, they offer an accelerated advanced standing program for the master's program. So I completed my master's in 1 year.
How long did it take you to find your job after you graduated?
Well, I had an internship with Devereaux in my undergrad, so I had kind of been emailing them when I knew that graduation was coming up to see if they had any availability, because when you graduate with the MSW, you're not licensed, and so a lot of people don't want to offer employment unless you're licensed or you are at least a registered intern. So I accepted a case management position with Devereaux, and worked there for a few years and long enough to get my licensure hours for supervision, and then I started looking elsewhere.
I got them all in my head. Oh yeah. Sorry. What would probably be the most interesting thing that you have done at work?
Oh, I think every day is interesting. I'm never bored when I go to work. I love it, truly. Well, we do a lot of work with bereavements. So mommies that have either their baby has passed away still in utero or shortly thereafter delivery. So that I find, I prefer crisis intervention, and so I find that in those moments I like to think of myself as being most effective because I can come in, address the mom's grieving process, offer resources, and kind of guide her through this process. So probably those are some of the more interesting cases that we see.
What would be your typical work day?
Well, I get in. I'm on a team. I'm on the women's team at Winnie Palmer, so we cover all the way from triage up to the 9th floor. So I get in at 8 o'clock in the morning. We generally do census, meaning we go over our list for the day, and that varies just depending upon how many people are in the hospital and what the social work needs are. Our consults are put in by the nurses and the doctors based off of their assessments. So we do census, we kind of divvy out the cases for the day, and then we just kind of go at it. Shoes. Take your shoes off, sweetheart. No shoes. There's no shoes allowed here.
Another question is, what kind of skills do you feel like you need to possess in order to do social work?
I think you definitely have to be flexible. You have to be a people person on some level, and I don't think that means you need to necessarily be an outgoing person, because I'm not an outgoing person by nature, but you do need to have a genuine sense of compassion or concern for the human experience. So that matters. I would say too, resourcefulness. A lot of people think that there's not money in social work, but that's not the truth. It's all about who you know, networking, and being able to kind of create a niche for yourself. So yes, I would say being flexible, resourceful, and just kind of a compassionate, empathetic sort of person.
Were there any other careers you considered in social work?
Actually, I mean, I kind of just naturally was led into child welfare, And then when I accepted the position at the hospital, I had no idea that I had any interest in medical or hospital social work, and now I don't know that I could work in any other setting, because it really, for me, helps to kind of meld science and social work together, which is ideal for me because I'm a bit of a geek a little bit. So I've been very blessed in my career to just opportunity just seems to find me.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of just go wherever the tide goes, and right now I'm quite happy in medical social work.
Any advice you have to anybody pursuing social work like me?
Network.
Mm-hmm.
I would definitely say my more meaningful relationships are with my BSW professors.
Mm-hmm.
I've always stayed in touch with them, whether it was just an email once a month or when I just kind of thought of them. But that sort of thing really matters, because they're the ones who are very already connected in the community and will find you a job when you need one, or they'll think of you when they hear of a job coming up, and you'll come to mind and they'll refer you. And so I just say always keep your relationship strong professionally with your classmates as well, because it's a large community, but it really is a small community. So so I would just say, networking is good.
Okay. Thank you.